Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good day and welcome to the show on this Wednesday, the 14th of October, 2020. Glad to have you guys here. Now, let's get the charts open right here and take a look at what's going on. The first thing I want to say is I was watching the channel on YouTube where they have a big hydraulic press called the Hydraulic Press Channel or something like that, right? And this hydraulic press is like 20,000. Well, no, about 20 tons, I think it is, something like that. A huge hydraulic press, anyway. So they put objects under it, and what they were putting under it was these car jack stands to hold up a car. You know, a normal jack stand where you jack the car up, slip the jack stand underneath the car, and you holds the car up for you. So they were testing these underneath this hydraulic press, and they're rated for about 4 or 5 tons. Well, they were testing the 5-ton ones, you know, these car jack stands. And when they bring the hydraulic press down on top of the jack stand, yes, it'll take what's rated, maybe a little bit more. Some of these jack stands went up to like 6 tons. 6 tons they would hold before they'd cave under the pressure, and it would break the mechanism inside the jack stand. And once that mechanism was broken, then that jack stand could not support 6 tons anymore. It could still support weight, though. It could support 2 or 3 tons, you know, but it couldn't support the original factory 6 tons because they had broken the mechanism, snapped the mechanism off with putting too much weight on it. Well, that's one way to break something, you know, and then once something's broken, it's basically the same idea as if a man got his back broke. Severely got his back broke. You know, he might heal up later, but he's never going to function like he was before when he had a good, strong back. You know, his back's broken. The back's broken is an old saying to illustrate the point I'm trying to get across. Well, here's the thing. The system out there, before this crisis occurred, you know, we've always had trouble with. In the world, all my life, we've had trouble with people in poorer countries starving, you know. But it seemed like there wasn't that much going on, you know, of that going on, you know, for years there. And the world was doing it. It was supporting the 8 billion people that are here. Just like the car jack stand could support 6 tons, you know. It was doing it, for the most part. You know, but now the world system, just like the car jack stand, once it's broken, it can't support as much weight anymore. The world system out there has been broken. Its back's been broken. Now, who's to fault for all this? Was it the virus? Because back in 1968, we had a virus that killed just as many people, but it didn't break the back of the world system. This virus did. How did it do it? Well, the world leaders all acted in conjunction together to shut the system down. That's what broke the back of the system. Now, what's the consequences going to be? Well, just like the jack stand could support 6 tons, and once its back was broken, then the jack stand could only support 2 tons. That's the way with the system now. Its back's been broken, and now it can still support a number of people on the earth, but now it can only support probably about 4 billion. Because its back's been broken. Right now, what we're doing is we're running on steam left over. We're running on energy left over from when the system was good, you know. Food stockpiles, we're running on those. People are running on their savings, you know. Maybe they're selling something they own. Maybe they might sell some of their jewelry, or they might sell their car or whatever to get by. And that's what we're running on, right? Now, all those people out there lost their jobs and stuff. First off, I want to say, whose fault is it? Getting back to that. It's the world leaders who shut the system down. They all work unanimously together to shut the system down. And the second thing I want to say is, if you've lost your job out there, it's not your fault. None of this is your fault. You didn't do it. You were just following along and doing what you were told to do. you know, and they told you to go home and stay home, you know, and don't work and just, you know, that's it. And it's not your fault. If you're out there and you've lost your job right now and you're sitting at home and you don't know what you're going to do, you don't know how you're going to get the bills paid or whatever, don't blame it on yourself. Put this blame squarely where the blame really belongs. Is on these world leaders who did it. So over the next 5 years, what we're going to see is we're going to see this play out, and we're going to see the full effects of this come to fruition. And, you know, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty indeed. But now now let's move in and let's take a look at what the markets are doing today. We're looking at silver price at $24.21. It's up 8 cents. I don't see where it's up though. You know, it looks to me like it's down. You know, I mean, it's on the lower side right now of its range. And let's take a look at gold and see where gold is on its range. Right now, gold is on the lower side of its range. You know, this is the foundation of the entire world financial system, gold and silver. Yet the price is, this is unreasonable. It's completely unreasonable what the price is, considering how much money they're printing right now. $1,900 for gold today. It says it's up $8.90, but it's still on the lower side of its range. The center of its range right now would be 1910, and it's at 1900, you know. That would be the center of the range right there, 1910. Okay, cryptocurrency prices today. We're looking at a market cap of $358.9 billion with a Bitcoin dominance of 58.5%. And cryptocurrency Bitcoin itself is at 11,339.33. So it's lost about $100 since yesterday, which is not a lot, you know. It's only went down marginally. Let's take a look at Yahoo Finance and Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the Dow right here. It's down 151 points today, and it's sliding. You know, the Dow could take an awfully hard plunge at any time, you know, because the realization, the shock and awe of what's actually just happened in the world I don't think it's really struck home yet to investors yet and everything. This crisis is unparalleled in human history, and what's going to unfold, you know, over the next couple of years. Now that the system's back's broken, and the world GDP is they're already acknowledging that it's down like big, you know, huge, the gross domestic product for the entire world. And this includes things like food products and everything else. You know, it was just managing, like I say, to support 8 billion people. If it's down that much, how is it going to support 8 billion? Well, it's not. It's not going to be able to support 8 billion people. And, you know, and there's these food agencies and stuff, and I can't think of the name of them right now, but they go out and they provide food for people who are in these poorer countries and stuff. It's just going to overwhelm them. They're not going to be able to do anything. In fact, they're going to have to switch their operations to their country of origins. You know, before they used to take from the plenty and give to the poor. Now, the poor, they're not going to be able to, because the plenty, there is no plenty anymore. The plenty's become the poor. That's the situation we're in right now. Honest to gosh. Dow's down 153 points. Let's take a look now at oil. Oil's at $40.89 today. And they're keeping it around $40, or trying to. But, you know, I think this is going to be a losing game in the end. I can see oil going down to 30 pretty soon. You know, because this whole thing isn't getting much better, and people are not consuming oil like they were. They're consuming probably 30, I don't know, maybe 30% less or whatever, you know, and so they just can't keep out these high output production of oil and expect the price to stay up over $40. It ain't going to be happening if this crisis continues, you know. maybe if the crisis were to abate, maybe if we had went into a V-shaped recovery, maybe then they could have supported higher prices for oil. Wait until that siren passes. Okay, guys, U.S. Treasuries today, and we're looking at falling yields. We're looking at 0.71 on the U.S. 10-year, and we're looking at 1.48 on the U.S. 30-year. Now for our picture of the day. This is what a man's face looks like when he comes home after a long night of drinking with the boys. And he has to approach the wife, you know. This is the look on his face right here. Because he knows he's in the doghouse. Okay, U.S. dollar index, 93.42 on the U.S. dollar index. Dollars fell a little bit today. That's it for the day. Thank you guys for listening. And I want to say one other thing. You know who I think is going to be ultimately in the end, when all this is all sorted out? Probably 5 years from now. And they look back. They're going to blame these politicians that imposed the lockdowns as being responsible for the tragedy that's coming. You know? That's who they're going to end up blaming. And if there is some higher whatever out there telling these politicians what to do, well, they've just thrown them under the bus. You know? And so the thing is the politicians, you know, out there, and the people out there are so fed up right now. Not just with the politicians, but with the bankers and all these rich people who are getting richer and richer and richer. And that being fed up is turning to anger, and they're being more and more angry all the time. You know? Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.